Yo, what's good, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Jumbo Chandro or Humbo Handro, whichever way you decide to call me. Back at it again with another video. I know it's been a little bit, but yeah, your boy's back. I'm excited to announce that my school year's ending in like a week or two, so video uploads are gonna be much more frequent. This summer, I'm grinding. I swear to God, bro. I'm finna blow this summer. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I would also like to say that I've been getting into music lately, so don't go crazy if you see some music up on the channel. But yeah, we'll get into that a little bit later. I'm also a little more updates. I've recently started NoFap. As of right now, it is May 5th, and I started on April 30th, the day right before my birthday. So it's been 6 days. Yeah, it's been 6 days, going strong. Starting to get clear. I'm already starting to see the effects. I'm probably going to do a video on it soon, so stay tuned for that. But today's video is laziness and how to make a routine. So especially with everything that's going on in the world right now, I feel like there's a quite important topic to talk about because yeah, it's kind of, you got a whole lot of time to spend by yourself, and sometimes I feel like it can be unproductive, and sometimes you want to make a change for it, right? So first, I want to get started with laziness. Just a little reminder that laziness can actually be a good thing sometimes. So a little quote from Bill Gates. This is quite a popular quote. So yeah, so he said, "I choose the lazy person to do a hard job because a lazy person will find an easy way to do it." Bill Gates is basically saying here that like lazy people always try to find the easiest way to do something. So if he's gonna try to do a hard job, they'll find the easiest way to do it. So that's why he'll make them do it. Okay, makes sense, right? That's pretty cool and all that, but don't get your hopes too high up. The way I think about it, I think this is good ideation, but it's just not practical for everyday life. Well, Bill Gates says, like, it doesn't mean just sit on your butt and watch Netflix all day and be like, yeah, I'm doing exactly what Bill Gates says, because like you'll get hired by Bill Gates someday just to do a hard job, which is not true just because you're sitting on your butt. I'd like to start with the definition of laziness. According to dictionary.com, laziness is the quality of being unwilling to work or use of energy. Basically, you just don't want to do anything. You're like a slug. You just want to sit your booty down and just do whatever. Just don't do anything. To counteract the quote I said earlier, just think about this. Why are successful people successful? All right, just think about that for a sec. Let that sink in. They didn't just sit on their butt and blow up. Like, they just randomly just became famous. Except for a select few like Kim K. All of them grinded. Like, they did not just get their fame by sitting there. They did what they did. They did what they're good at until they eventually got fame for it. Not even just fame. Things like school too. You have to stay on top of that, because if you just don't do your schoolwork, I'm sorry, bro, you're not gonna get a good career. This is what I always like to tell people. Even when you're not feeling like doing an assignment, it'll benefit you to actually do it in the long run. Even if it's not your favorite subject, you never know what could come out of it, right? It's like there's always like inspirational stories that's like people doing something for the first time, they fell in love with it, and then they continue to do that for the rest of their lives, and then they become successful off of it, right? So really try out stuff, right? Be open-minded. Don't be close-minded. Like that's the reason why picky people are so weird to me. Like, I hate people that are picky because people that are picky sometimes just don't even try something because they think it's bad, right? But then once they try it, sometimes like it becomes their favorite food. Stop being picky. Just do it. Like, literally just do it. If you don't like it, man, just put less effort into it next time, right? Like, you don't have to go 100% on every assignment. If you do one assignment 100%, you figure out, oh, this is not what I like to do, man, just put less work into it the next time. But then if you keep enjoying it, just keep going. Like, for me, I know that like every time I got out of school, I always like to do my math homework first. I don't know why. I always just got out of school and I'm like, I really want to do my math homework right now. So then I sat down, then I did my homework. So this is some inspirational quote by Jumbo Jandro. Keep this in mind. Just because something hasn't been done doesn't mean it can't happen. It just means no one has put in the time or effort to make it happen. Now, of course, this is a little bit like, okay, blah, like, I feel like I'm just saying like stupid stuff, but I'm not. I'm speaking facts out here. Like, some things don't take as much time and effort to happen as some other things do. So things like curing cancer, of course, they're going to take a lot more time and effort, but no one has put in enough time and effort to figure out the cure to cancer. If you see what I'm trying to say, but like things like, I don't know, if you find some creative idea, people have probably thought of it before already. They just haven't put in the time or effort to make it, like more popular, if you see what I'm trying to say. This is turning into an inspirational video, but don't stop yourself from doing something just because you or other think is stupid. If you like it, do it. Like, this is going to be another topic for another video, but don't worry about what other people think about you, bro. Literally, once you get the mentality of if you don't care what other people think about you, game over. It's game over, bro. You conquered life. Hey, it's Editor Jonder here, and I know I just went off on a little tangent. Why is this lighting so bad? Okay, anyway, I just wanted to explain a little bit, because basically what I was trying to say is that if people tell you that your idea is like not original or it's not worth following, just keep the quote in mind that just because it hasn't happened doesn't mean it can't. It's just no one has put enough time or effort into it. So basically what I'm trying to tell you is put in that time or effort so you can make it a thing, if you see what I'm trying to say. Okay, now back to the video. I'll try to fix this lighting. I don't know what is going on here. And I know that, at least for me, it is quite satisfying to not be lazy. I love doing work. Like, I would say I'm a workaholic. So I remember first semester and the first part of second semester. So I go to like a boarding school, is that what it's called? Can we get a fact check on that? But yeah, I go to this boarding school named IMSA. Yeah, I'll probably talk about it later. But basically, I usually do wrestling in the winter, right? Freshman year, I went to my public school, like, of my hometown. Then I went to the boarding school. Sophomore year, junior year, and now senior year. I'm about to be a senior, guys. It's crazy. Anyway, basically, I usually do wrestling in the winter, right? I started doing it 7th grade year, I believe. Yeah. I just kept doing it in the winter. But once I came to IMSA, the boarding school, I didn't do it because they don't have it available, right? Sophomore year, what I did is I managed girls basketball. So yeah, I managed girls basketball, got some service hours out of it. We do need a service hour requirement to graduate, which is kind of dumb, but so I got some service hours from that, which was nice. So I kept being productive even if I didn't have anything to do because I didn't have wrestling. And this semester, bro, I went ham because I still did stuff this semester. Like, I didn't manage girls basketball because I just didn't want to, and I got enough service hours from it already. So I decided to start studying for the SAT, the SAT, the big test, right? And so I was planning to take it in March. What was it, the March 13th one? It was the March 13th one. Yeah, but it actually got canceled. Anyway, but I literally, every day after school, I'd spend an hour every day studying for the SAT, whether it was math or whether it was reading. And then on the weekends, it was like every other Saturday, I would take a practice test. It was a grind. I hit a grind, I'm not even gonna lie. So even though I wasn't keeping myself busy with sports, I was keeping myself busy with something else. And I know it's like school, like it's still school related, kind of. It just felt satisfying to me. Like, every time I took a practice test, I just kept getting higher and higher. And I was so ready to take the SAT, and then it got canceled. Like, come on, man. Like, it does feel like my work is thrown away now, but I know it's not. I know I did that for a reason. I would also, like, on the weekends, right? Like, our school's, I'm not gonna say it's like the hardest school ever, but it's definitely like up there pretty hard. It's like, I don't know what the rank is right now, but we're like top 3 best schools in America, right? Okay, that's debatable if it's actually, but even on weekends, like, I would stay up till 3 a.m. just doing homework or working on some personal projects. I came up with this YouTube channel just thinking about stuff, like thinking about life. Like, sometimes I just like to sit down and think about life. Some lessons that I learned over the years have really stuck with me. After I just sat down and thought about it, or maybe talked it with someone. Yeah, keeping productive is something that's like really important to me. Like, on the weekends, I keep my same schedule. If I'm having like a lazy day, like, I usually wake up at 8:30, but if I'm having a lazy day, I won't do work till like 1 or 3. Like 1, 2, or 3, that's when I start doing work, right? But I still love doing work. Learning is really good. Some of you are gonna be like, huh? What is wrong with you? You sound like a nerd. Okay, I'm not a nerd, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not a nerd. But learning is actually really good for you. I remember my parents always taught me, like, early on, they were always like, there's always time for everything. Like, you could do like all your BS You could do your homework. There's always time for everything. There's a good time for everything. But I remember them also telling me that the only thing that they'll provide for us their whole life is education. Now, of course, they're going to give us like food and stuff like that. But you get what I'm trying to say. Like, they're not going to give us housing when we get older and have a little brother. So they're not going to like buy us a house when we're older. They're not going to buy us cars. All they're going to give us is education. So learning is really good because it really sets you up for your future, man. I know some of you think you're not going to use like the trig or the calculus if you guys are in calculus, but trust me, you will. Depending on your career, honestly, like, of course, you're not going to use trig if you're like, I don't know, like a painter, but you could. You could figure out the right angle, figure out the, I don't know, man. You guys can get creative with it. I swear, this lighting is really bad. But anyway, I know I just talked about how like you're probably gonna use all the topics you learned about in school. Yeah, I'm a teenager, so I haven't actually experienced it. It's just stuff I heard about from other people, so I decided it was worth mentioning because it wasn't just from one person that I heard it. It's from multiple other people, and even things online, like videos I've seen that like talk about how they use math or stuff like that in real life and how much learning is important. Anyway, yeah, get back to it. But that doesn't mean never be lazy, because sometimes it just makes you happy. Like it's fun to just lay down, have some time for yourself and really relax, because you get exhausted. Trust me, I've gotten exhausted a lot and I never took breaks. Like, I would consistently wake up 7:30, grind until 1 because of school, wake up the same the next day, and keep grinding, and I never hit a break. And I feel like it caused me to be mentally exhausted. So mentally exhausted that, like, my emotions were messed up, bro. My emotions were messed up. But yeah, make sure to take breaks in between. Of course, like I said earlier, it's always, like, I would just like to emphasize it. It's always nice feeling productive and actually doing something with your life. Now, I'm not going to say that, like, being a gamer is doing nothing with your life. But you know what I'm trying to say? Like, learning or being productive takes you in the right direction. Whether it's, like, writing a story. Because even things like writing a story are very, like, pleasing to the mind. Writing a story, painting, drawing. Like, I recently got into making beats, and that's like really nice for me. Like, I always set aside an hour every day just to do it because I feel like it's so fun. I understand it's very hard during this time to kind of get motivation, but I remember watching this video, right, about procrastination. The main thing to stop procrastination is to give yourself motivation to do the work. Like, think about the reasons you most likely procrastinate. It's probably because you don't like doing the work, or you set yourself too high of a mark to do, right? So you say like, I'm going to do this whole essay in 1 hour, right? But you soon realize that that's too high of a mark. So really, in order to stop procrastinating, it's really nice to give yourself motivation to do it. Whether that's like a reward. So like what I like to do is I can't sit down for more than 2 hours. So I tell myself, okay, I'm going to work for 40 minutes. Then I'm going to take a 10-minute break. And I'm getting myself some snacks. Things like that really motivate you to do the actual work. So back to the topic of school. I was just talking about procrastination. Let's talk a little bit more about procrastination. So I got a little line from Polo G from the song Inspiration. We went from Section 8 to millions. Procrastination is an illness. Okay. Now, procrastination is not actually an illness, but it can lead to very bad habits. So we got another definition here. Definition alert. Procrastination is the action of delaying or postponing something, mostly thought of with homework. That the mostly thought part was my line. Anyway, I love doing stuff piece by piece. I just told you guys, like, whenever I'm writing or whenever I'm doing my homework, I can't sit down for long, so I'll give myself a break. So even things like essays, I have to start like so early. Like, I have to start a week or two in advance in order for me to get a good essay written. And even then, like, my essays are trash, but I'll at least feel proud of the work I turned in. Okay, so let me tell you guys the story that really made me stop procrastinating. The first time I wouldn't say the first time I procrastinated, but definitely one of the last times that caused me to be against, one of the times that caused me to be against procrastination was this story that happened in, was it the 7th grade? I think it was 7th or 8th grade. And so basically, I remember I had to do some assignment of coloring. I forgot what it was, but basically we had to color some panels, right? And so like, I just didn't do it the night of. So I'm like, okay, like I finished half of it. So I'm like, okay, I'll just wake up tomorrow, watch YouTube for the rest of the day. I'll just wake up early tomorrow and do it. I literally woke up at like, bro, I don't even know what time I woke up. I woke up at like, I know my parents left at like 5 in the morning. So I woke up at like 6, I think. And the bus usually gets there for me at like 7:20. I don't even remember. I think it was like 7:05 or something like that. But basically, dude, I literally woke up. But I don't know why I went to my parents' room, but they had like a little light, so I just sat there, I guess. So then I went to my parents' room, grabbed my colors, grabbed everything, and then like tried to rush it, right? And so like, the rush that I felt during this time gave me anxiety, and I was really scared that I wasn't gonna finish it. Some people like that rush, but like it was just not for me. Like honestly, I just like doing things a lot more like on time. It just feels more satisfying. I know some people like that rush because like, oh my god, it like makes you excited. But for me, it's just not for me, man. It's just not for me, not even gonna lie. Doing that, I felt like my quality was worse because I had to rush. So I was like, I didn't want my grade to fall. So like, I was really scared. I was like actually really scared. And I was like, there was so much pressure. Like the anxiety was caused by this thought that it was gonna be worse work. You know, I was a straight A student, not to brag or anything, but you know, I stayed on top of my work. You guys know, I literally just talked about it. But yeah, this is the last time I wanted to procrastinate. Can we get a little break? A little break. You guys might be hearing my beat in the background. Might release it. Okay, so yeah, this really changed my world. Even though I was in middle school and, you know, didn't know much about the world, I never procrastinated that badly ever again. Well, there was one time in which I read a book on the bus, but I did that on purpose, not even gonna lie. I did that on purpose because I hate it. I hate English. I hate any language arts class. Okay, but let me not get too carried away here. So, let me talk about how I turned myself away from procrastination.